Hello everyone and welcome to my live demonstration of how I'm going to convert a lovable layout into Vaadin. I have no idea how this is gonna go. This is AI. I just input something, it's gonna output something, and we will see how it's gonna work out. First of all, we are going to be looking at this template that I've created. It's simply a starter project by Vaadin, but I've added a few things like I've pre-enabled tailwind and postcss, and I've added some dependencies as well. I've written a readme of what I'm going to do. First of all, we are going to Lovable.dev, and then we are going to be adding the knowledge. For this example, I'm going to be creating a small notes app. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell Lovable to create a notes app with filters and search for added complexity. Next, it says I have to paste in the knowledge. So I'm gonna go into my application. This is a clone of my repository, knowledge.md. I'm gonna paste, copy this, and then I'm gonna wait for this one to finish. It might take a minute or two, but I'm sure it's gonna be great. Lovable, in my experience, creates beautiful React code. This is gonna be React. The purpose of this is we are going to be converting this React. We are actually gonna be putting it inside Vaadin, but Vaadin needs a little bit of adjustment, and we are going to be using both ChatGPT and Lovable to help us along the way. First of all, this knowledge is simply telling Lovable that we are going to be needing everything in classes. We are going to be, it shouldn't use the index.tsx. It has to create a separate component, and that one has to be imported into the index. We are then going to be taking that component, and we are going to tell ChatGPT to convert it. So we're just gonna wait a moment. Seems like it's finished. Let's see what it made. Okay. Again, beautiful work by Lovable. Let's try it out. This is, we're gonna open it in a preview. Okay, the filters are working. I can create. Okay, this doesn't do anything. Let's see. New note. Note content. Save. Okay. And can I add a tag after creating it? Yes. Okay. It works great and looks great. Now imagine having this layout inside of Vaadin and still being able to access everything through Flow. That would be great, right? So the next thing is, let's look at this one again. Okay, so it said paste the knowledge. I did that. Yep, the knowledge is there. Now I have to tell it that it has to update it. Now it's gonna refactor the code into a more digestible code that the GPT is going to be able to convert a little bit easier. What this does is Lovable probably created a lot of different components for this one, but we need to have one main component that's going to be the entry point for our um, for when we convert it to flow. So if we look at this, it has the Notes app. This is probably the main one. Let's see. It didn't create it in Pages. It has it in Notes app. So this is a little bit difficult to convert because we don't have any states. We don't really know if a new node has been added, for instance. What our knowledge does is it's simply telling it to bubble up all the states so they get to the main page. Let's wait a moment here and see what that's going to do to our code. Okay, seems like it finished with errors. Conversion of type. Let's just have it try to fix it. Okay, seems like it has finished. It took about 3 minutes. There's still an error. Okay, let's fix it again. Okay, seems like it has finished. There's no more errors, I think. That's fine. If we look again at the index, now it has a single point of entry. It's the home page TSX. Now if we look at this one, you can see everything, like these are going to be converted into pojos, and then we have the home page. It has made it into a class, and it extends this component. This is going to be changed into a React adapter as Vaadin requires. And then we got all these different, the add nodes, the update nodes, and we can see that the states are being used by this single class. Okay, let's look again at the README. We were lucky. Then we are going to find this primary page. This is the home page. And we are going to go to this GPT. And we are going to be telling it to convert this. Now we go back into the Lovable. Simply copy everything, paste it in here. In the meantime, I want to download this project. It doesn't seem like it's possible to download this project besides moving it to GitHub and then downloading the zip file from there. So that's what we are going to be doing. Let's go here, download. Now we have to copy the files into our front-end folder. Let's go here. We only need the source folder. So we're going to copy all the folders. Then we have the app CSS and the index CSS. We are going to merge these into our style CSS. So this one. Okay, I'll just copy everything over here. And the index CSS is also gonna be copied here, like this. Okay. Did this one finish? Yes. First, we will go to the home page, and this one will be removed, and we are going to replace it with this. Hopefully there's no errors. What about all the other pages? This one we're not really gonna need. This one either. Okay, whatever. Here I'm looking for the imports. It needs to be able to find the other files. It seems like it can. Thinks this is a string. Unsure how you are going to be defining a date in React. Doesn't matter. It can probably handle it as anyways. So the thing is, now we will also have a Vaadin wrapper, if you might, and this one will have all the different methods that we've also had in our Lovable. We are going to be copying this and pasting it here. I'm just going to call it homepage, even though that name sucks. Like this. And of course it cannot find the node, but it has converted these for me as well. I'm just gonna place the model files in the view folder for demonstration purposes. Like this. And the tag as well. Okay, this one wants generate, and hopefully there's no more errors. Okay, first thing is we need to make sure that this is the path that our home page is in, and it's not. This is components, it should be in pages. All right. Let's see. Let's look at the readme again. Single tag and the registration goes to another. It should convert, not download and put everything. Okay, I have to copy the CSS into the styles and make sure all the dependencies. I don't think any dependencies are missing, else I should have seen them in the imports. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Yeah. The I think Lovable is using Radix UI. I've already added all the imports into the GitHub repo, so you don't have to import these again. But if anything is missing, of course, simply compare the package JSON here with the one we have in our repository. If you want. If you don't want, you can just run it, and if it says dependency missing, you know what to do. Let's see if this will run. Okay, at least the project still runs. I've created an empty tab called Lovable page. It's simply an empty tab. What I want to do now is I want to try to add the home page to it. And let's see what happens. And hopefully we will see all of this inside Vaadin, and we will easily be able to connect it to a backend. Ta-da! We have the full Notes app beautifully created within Vaadin. What I want to do now is I want to try to use some of these listeners, for instance. Add notes, change listener. Let's look at the tags change listener. Show tags change tags. I don't want to show the whole list. I'm just going to be doing notification tags changed, and then I'm gonna do a system out print line so I can set a breakpoint. Tag created successfully. Okay, it seems like there's a problem with error converting JSON value to tag. This probably has something to do with this contra this ID name color. ID name color. This seems correct to me. Let's try to add getters and setters for fun. They gotta be somewhere. Let's try to look inside and see inside the JSON utils. What exactly is it trying to convert? JSON value. I see that. Well, it has my values. It has the name and the color and the ID. Name, color, ID. Seems correct to me. What does this say? Invalid definition exception. Simple type. Okay, so it seems like tag is already in use. I cannot call it tag. We have to call it something else. We call it note tag. Note tag. And we will have to change it here as well, I believe. Just gonna change it everywhere at once. Tag. Maybe IntelliJ can do it for me. No tag. Let's see if that works. Okay. Okay, so watch out for already existing Vaadin components with the same name. See if it works. Nope. Type references. It's tag. This is incorrect. Who's calling this? Read from JSON. Oh, that's right. That's right. This is actually, maybe it was enough if I just changed this one. No tag. 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 Yeah, just remove this. Oh, of course. Let's go again. There we go. Text changed. And where's my breakpoint? Over there. And as you can see, three tags with all my different names. Yeah, they're probably getting random IDs, so maybe it's a timestamp. I have no idea. But as you can see, it works beautifully. What other? I can say homepage, get notes if I want. Create tag, so I can be in here. Okay, of course it cannot find my homepage. Let's just make a local reference to it. Now we'll create a node. And if we create a tag, we should be able to interface with our wrapper and say get nodes. But of course I cannot. There's another issue. Let's have a look at that together again. Homepage get nodes node. should be one node, but it's saying null. Okay, what's the error? Let's look again in the JSON utils. What is the string it's trying to convert? Nope. It should be this one. This second value. It's trying to convert null. Nothing. Okay. It gotta be something to do with the state. What is it? The state is called notes. Question is, of course, this one is empty. But as soon as a node is created, it should be filled. What do I do? Notes, notes. Add node. Unless it has something to do with the scope, like this one is not final, so it should receive this same instance. I'm gonna pause the video and try to figure it out, because the video is already too long. Okay, so I figured out the problem. You cannot simply say get notes. For some reason I have to subscribe to it first before we start receiving changes. I don't think this one, I think it's enough to leave this empty, for instance. Let's try that. And then try again, but it seems like updates are only coming through once we have a change listener attached to it. So let's try having an empty one, and then we will break inside this one, create this, then we go in here, and there you go. There's one node with all my data ready to implement and save in a backend. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. If you have any questions, of course, leave them in the post. Bye bye.